Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. So glad you're here. I have got a kind of a repotting, not necessarily repotting, well, I'll explain in a minute, but I'm going to be sharing something really exciting with you that I have shared before, but I've got an update on. Okay, this is getting confusing. Let's just get to it, okay? Yeah. So a few months back, I shared with you a new product by VertPlanter, and I have it right here. This is the orchid that's still attached to it, or actually I cleaned it up. I did have a couple of other plants attached to it, a little fern and a waffle plant, I think it was, but those other two plants didn't make it during the time that I was away from my home for a month, and so this is what survived. The orchid did. I cleaned up her roots and reattached her with some Velcro here to this particular planter. And if you're not familiar with VertPlanter, it is a terracotta pot, but you put water in it to sustain whatever it is that you're growing attached to it, whether it be orchids, seeds. You can grow just about anything on it. So I have this one. Now they reached out to me recently saying that they updated their first generation planter to a second generation planter, which I see that they've updated their packaging too, and I'm really loving all the tropical leaves on it and everything. So they have improved it from the last time. Let me just open this up here so I'll go over it with you. So it does come still with, like the last one, with a little guide, and you can see here all the different things that you can plant on it. Okay, I was looking recently for a some more orchids or a staghorn fern that I could put on this new one, but I didn't. I show you what I got if I can get this out, lid off. So here is second generation one. Now it does look very similar to the first one. I think the lip is different, but you will be able to order it now with the lid and without the lid, because I think they found that a lot of people were not using the lid, and you know, it was just something they didn't necessarily need to offer individuals unless they really wanted it. I find for mine, the lid does prevent a couple of things. It prevents like little bugs and stuff from getting in there. Also, it prevents from the water evaporating too much. Okay, now the saucer. Okay, so here is the new saucer. It's a little bit different design than the last one, and this is a plastic. Okay, so here's the new look to it. I find also that it's a little bit different color, but you know, one's plastic, one's terracotta, but the concept is the same. Now this, I do believe that they have reconfigured the material of this pot to help the water not evaporate as quickly, okay, because I think that was one of the things they found with the first generation, that the water was evaporating a little too quickly and then collecting down here. If water does collect down here, what I've always done is just boop, plop it back into the planter there. So I'm really excited about using this one. Let me show you the plants that I'm going to attach to it. Now, when I lived in Arizona, I was not able to keep these particular plants very well because it was just too darn dry there, and I just couldn't do it. So I found a couple of little Rex begonias from the Exotic Angel line. These were $5.48 each. I got one that has mainly burgundy, greens, pinks, and this one has silvery sheen to it. And this is what I'm going to attach to the side of this VertPlanter. Okay, I got those at Lowe's. Ooh, get this out here. I also picked up some sheet moss that I'm going to put on the root ball of the plants. I'm not taking all the soil off because unlike the orchid that doesn't necessarily need soil or anything on it, these do need soil on it. So I'm going to leave some on there, but I'm going to kind of not necessarily wrap it like a kokedama, but just layer on top of it some sheet moss. And I picked up some more twine too. And but you can use, you know, fishing line, like a nylon line, or I just like to use regular twine. Okay, so I've got my planter here, and I've gone ahead and tied a loop around it with the twine. So I found also that this would probably help in, you know, because I only have two hands here, in holding the plant to it and already having the twine attached where I can just right around it. I like those sound effects. So let me go ahead and this is also, see, this is, they have these in a wick system, which basically that's what this is. This is on a wick system, but this whole pot is the actual wick. So I think these will do well. Okay, now this is real moss, I mean just dried, but it will maintain some of the moisture, and I don't want to put it too high up because you're going to be putting water in this, so you know you want to put it somewhere down in here where you're not having to fill this a lot as the water evaporates, because you have the plant so high you're going to have to keep filling it fairly quickly. So I want to put them somewhere down below. So I'm going to tie the next loop, secure that down here to start off. I feel it's secure, but I'm just going to check it. Yes, I've got a lot of twine there, but you know, I use the same fertilized water for this to put into the tank here. I use the elm dirt plant juice, the same one that I use for all of my other plants. That way, whatever water they are wicking in to their root ball will be fertilized also. So let me get that water in here. There you have it, friends. What a fun little project. It can be a little cumbersome when you only have two hands, but I found also that grounding the twine first, basically tying a loop first and using that as your ground to be able to circle around the plants, worked. I hope you enjoyed this video, friends, this little project. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. That helps me out so much. And I will definitely keep you updated on how these Rex Begonias are doing. So make sure you subscribe, friends, to stay updated on how these plants are doing. Thanks so much, VertPlanter, for sending me your new generation VertPlanters, and I will leave a link down below so you can check them out too. Thanks so much, friends, for joining me today. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.